Bear. Really? You just gonna light up right at the beginning?
Lucky it was a
Anyway,
cigarette.
huh?
I
I'm
said
lucky
lucky
it
it
was,
was a cigarette.
and this people, and this is real. So decided to go ahead and invite my brother. I know I have been slacking on my content, but this week I just took the week off. I was tired and I relaxed. And so I haven't done anything since we went live last week. You know that, right? Like I haven't
No,
made
I do now.
anything. But but I was tired and it was my birthday and it was Christmas and I was like, you know what? You know what? I'm just going to chill out. I'm just going to relax. So I will get back to the content making soon. Yes, soon.
Good.
But I decided to go live this morning. Even though it's like barely morning, I barely made the morning because it's 11:30 here, so it's still morning where I live, but it's not necessarily morning anywhere else. But anyway, so wait, you said something happened at the airport. Somebody got attacked. What happened?
Three people got shot. It was
Where?
this family that was together at the airport.
I didn't see that. I didn't see you sent it to me, but I didn't see it. I don't know how I missed it.
I'll do it again. But
Oh,
yeah,
they got shot. Dang, dang, bro.
yeah.
At the
One
airport?
woman
How
was
they
in
get the
critical
guns in the
condition.
airport?
It was outside of security.
Oh, okay. All right. So they weren't in the airport. Okay.
Hmm.
They was
Correct.
hard. They were barely in the airport. That's crazy. I'm about to look it up. Like, look it up. That's insane. It was a family. Was it a family dispute?
I'm assuming it was somebody ended up getting shot, and then somebody texts some random person that there was a shooting at the airport. So this random person decided to get a bunch of whole firearms together and come to the airport.
Oh wow. Oh, it was on
Now,
Christmas. Damn.
yeah,
I see it now.
yeah.
Nope, I missed it. I was nice, snugly in my house, eating food, watching movies. Which reminds me, did you watch the 6888 yet? That was good. If you haven't
Yep.
watched it,
Yeah, I
I
saw
enjoyed
that the other day.
it. Was good. I enjoyed that.
That was
All
very
the people
good.
complaining about Tyler Perry because it's always
Hey,
these
I was
people,
surprised that was a Tyler Perry movie. He didn't direct that
right?
one. I thought that was
So we
different.
should be like happy that Tyler Perry has made this wonderful film because I take Tyler Perry for what he is. He makes entertainment, and that's how I see it. And if you like it, you
Hmm.
watch it. If you don't like it, you don't watch it. Those are my brother's dogs, by the way. He
Yeah,
has
apologize.
Yeah, he has 4 dogs. Anyway, you watch Tyler Perry for what it is. You don't watch Tyler Perry movies, for I don't know. Like I don't know. Like it is what it is. So for him to make this, I thought it was a great film. I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining. I was getting mad because I was like, man, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. The way the white men were talking to the women, I was like, whoo, whoo. The way my
Mm.
attitude is set up, I wouldn't make it. I would
That
not
was a
make it.
different day and time.
It
Yeah.
was a different day and time, but it's still the same personality. I would not have made it. Let me just tell you, slavery times, Jim Crow, that Kai would not have made it to the age I am now. Like they would have got rid of me because the way my mouth is set up, it just like my temperament
Pretty.
is just not built for it. It's like, you know what? I'd rather die. Yeah, I'd rather die. I'd rather die than put up with this disrespect. You gonna have to kill me because you ain't gonna talk to me crazy. Like
I
that's
ain't
just
going
the
through
way.
it. I ain't going through it.
I'm not gonna be able to do it. But I enjoyed the film, and so all the people complaining because there's always somebody complaining. I always am amused by the people who complain about other people's work when they don't have any work that they can share for other people to critique. Like that, that
Well, what
amuses
was
me.
one of the complaints?
Oh, it wasn't the story of her and the guy, because they wrapped it around the young woman that joined the
Hmm.
army and her relationship with the white Jewish guy in the beginning, and they were like, "Oh, that wasn't real." I don't know if it was real or not. I haven't researched it, so I can't speak on whether it was true or not true. But
Right.
they were like it,
Well,
like they were
I'm
like
going
it
to
wasn't
lean like
real.
towards it was not true because they didn't give her any prelogue or epilogue at the end.
I
That
don't know.
particular character.
It doesn't matter because it was basically a docudrama. Like they added some drama to make it entertaining so people would watch it. I don't care whether it was true or not. I was entertained. I think it was a well done film. But I always, like I said, I'm always amused by the
Entertained
people.
and educated.
Huh? What'd you say?
Entertained and educated.
Right, and educational. And like once I watched the movie, I Googled and I was like, they sorted 17 million pieces of mail in 90 days. That's insane. With no
Hmm.
computers. Not this is during World War II. This is just a bunch of black
Right.
women got together, figured out the system, and sorted it and got it delivered in 90 days. And they only gave them 6 months because they sent them there to fail. But that's black women for you. But I was like, this is great. I'm glad that they did this story. These women weren't recognized for 6 freaking decades, and so, yeah, they deserve some recognition. And if it comes in a nice, entertaining package, I'm okay with it. But it's always these people who don't create anything, who don't have anything for other people to critique, who have the most to say. They want to criticize somebody else. Like I said, you can like Tyler Perry or not like Tyler Perry. You can watch it or not watch it. I don't care. But if you're not out there making films, if you're not out there doing something and you feel like you have all of this audacity to critique him, it's like, but what do you do? Like, I would like to know what you do so I can go and see what you're doing. So I can give my solicited opinion on your work because that's what I would like to do. I would like to know what you do because there's always those people
Uh,
that have so much to say they don't do
to
anything.
get to know to get to know who you are as a person and what helps you form and develop your opinions
Right. Like
and why
that's
we
what
should
I
listen to your opinion.
right. Like why should we listen to you since you're such the expert? Let me see what you have done that makes your opinion so valid. But yeah, that was getting on my nerves. All right, so I sent you a screenshot of some text.
Now, who was those texts between?
So I don't know who those texts
If
were
you care to
between. I
share.
grabbed that from a group. So I'm in this group on Facebook that shares like when women share their dating experiences on these apps, and these are the things. And this is not an isolated incident. There are so many women sharing similar exchanges, like when they go on dating apps and they're trying to date. Like a lot of women still try to date.
Why do people go on dating apps? I don't
I wouldn't know,
understand.
Brother Bear, because you know I'm not on it. You not on it. It must be in us that we're like, this don't work. But
Okay.
we go on the we don't go on them, but they do. People like dating apps. You can't stop these folks from being on the dating app. But
Mm.
what happens, and this has happened to me with even without dating apps. So I will say this, Brother Ray, I have questions. That's why I have you here. Why do men who say they want to go dating, they want to date, end up having these conversations where they either do like they did in that exchange where he's like, "Oh, let's be friends with benefits," like she's like, or they start talking about sex way too early, like just out of the blue. Like they be talking about like the newspaper, and then and the dude is like, let's have sex, and the women are like, oh my god, like the women are blocking the men because they can't even get to the date. Like what's going on with the brothers? Can you speak? Can you help us get male perspective on what is
I can give you
happening?
mine.
You can give me your perspective because it just seems like
Oh,
there's
they all
so
young
many
and dumb.
men that don't, they're just dumb, but they're not young. They're not young. These are men in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s. These are older men. They're not young men. Like I can see if it was an
Well,
18-year
then
old, but it's not.
the mentality is still young, and perhaps their values are set forth differently, and it becomes all about a physical, sexual thing, and that's what they prize and um, actually obtain to work to obtain. Maybe it's the
But
numbers thing, or how many vaginas can I see? How many vaginas can I get into? That could be it.
but okay. All right, one thing, I think you're touching your mic on your thing somewhere because I hear some background noise. All right, let's fix that. All right, cool. Second thing is, why not just get a sex worker? If that's your goal, if that's what you want, that's available. Like I don't understand why you're going on a dating app where women are clearly looking for dating relationship situations. And you not. Like it's like the dudes are not looking for that. They just want to have sex. So why not just go to a person that is willing to give you what you want? Yes, it will cost you, but so will dating cost you. So what difference does it make? Like go for what you want instead of bothering people who are not interested in what you're looking for. They don't want that.
There's an emotional stunt that's taking place there. Once again, they're unaware of themselves and the value that they should have for themselves. That's one. Number two, just from a personal perspective, I ain't never paid. Okay,
Well, I mean,
I've been in relationships, but as far as
I mean,
me going out pay, I don't understand that one myself.
so speaking as your baby sister and watching women flirt with you. Now, I'm your baby sister, so I ain't never gonna get it. But they be in your face, and I'm like, dude, really? This
Mhm.
guy? I mean, I love my brother, but this guy, like, they really be in your
Yeah.
face. So I know you don't have to pay for it, but obviously there are men who don't get the attention because I brought this up before. There are men who don't have these problems. You're one of these people. You're one of these men who has the ability to speak to women, has the ability to flirt with women, has the ability to get women interested in you. Now, there's some other issues we probably could get into, but that part, like just the flirting and the interest, like that's not your issue. But a lot of these dudes, and it has to do with a lot of things. They had the physical attraction, maturity, finances,
Hmm.
homes, because there's a bunch of homeless dudes on the apps looking for a home. So there's that. Yeah, I did a whole video about that.
And
So
the
I know
whole
you can't
mentality,
relate to
and
those
it's the
things.
female
Like
mentality too.
they're what?
It's the female mentality too. Why are you talking to someone like this?
They're not. They're not.
What
They are
on
just
earth could they possibly offer you? You know, and for the guys, if somebody don't want to talk to you, why do you want to bother talking to them? Why? You're never
because
gonna get your time back, and you could be doing something else. Help me with that one.
I don't know, cause you know us. We don't waste time. What we not gonna do is waste time. Like if you bothering us, we're gonna be like, so yeah, no, we're gonna see ya. We're not gonna be able to hang out with you or talk to you. But it's
Yeah, catch
like
me in
these,
traffic.
like I guess because we're not on dating apps, our experiences are different. But this is what's happening. Like these people, like I'm sure that there's a whole bunch of issues that a lot of men complain about with women. I'm sure that
Hmm.
exists.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know because I'm not over there and I don't know what they're going through. But I do know that for black women especially, okay, black women especially, a lot of black women got their shit together. I got a lot of single black women friends who are educated, who have good careers, who are doing well in their life. They traveling, they're doing well. They're eating good. They living really lovely lives. They're very happy, and they wouldn't mind sharing their lives with somebody, but they find that these men who are out there who are in the same age group don't have their shit together, don't have jobs or don't have careers, don't have
Insecure.
they're extremely insecure. Even I've dealt with that, like men who seem like they're cool with me being myself and doing well for myself, and then it later comes out that they are secretly jealous of whatever it is, whatever I have. There's a jealousy that comes up.
The part
So
of them that they're looking to fulfill, that happiness that comes, the chemical thing that happens in our brain when we're with someone and we're enjoying them and we're seeing them.
mhm,
That's that's during what they go on, and um, that's short-sightedness because when somebody else gives your woman some attention, okay,
right,
because you got a fine woman, right? And somebody gives her some attention, keep her in the house.
right, that
Okay,
doesn't
but
make
in order to
sense.
keep her in the house, you got to oppress her. And what you're going to do to oppress her are the things that they're doing on the app, letting out this little jealousy stuff.
Right.
You know,
Like
well,
take it.
what you wearing that for? How you good?
Right.
What you talking to him for? What do you say to you? Hey, listen, if you want to be with somebody else, boom. Do you want me to help you pack your shit?
Right. Cause I don't I mean, I get how, okay, so we have historically, we've empowered women over the past 50 years. We really pushed for girls to get their education. Now, girls are passing
One of the most
boys.
oppressed the most portion of our species that's oppressed is women.
Hmm.
I don't care
Right,
what color you are. Women is the most oppressed part of our species.
right. But then
Period.
women have been, okay, we have been, but then women have been working to pull ourselves up. We've created programs. We're going to school. We're getting better jobs. We are now at a point where we don't have to depend on men to survive. Like it was just around the 70s that things started to change. That women can have bank accounts and rent a house and buy a house and all these
Right.
things without. So we're now seeing how women have evolved. Women are now like, okay, I don't need to attach myself to a man. What's that? To
Somebody walking by with a cart. Amazon doing their thing. I'm
okay,
not on
so
the patio, folks.
right. So like we don't need men for survival. Now it's women are now looking for companionship and an equal companionship and not looking for a man to take care of them or provide for them. And what I'm seeing with the men is they're still thinking from the past, whereas like I'm a provider and I'm the leader and you're supposed to do what I say and you're supposed to follow my rules, and the men have not evolved. Men have not evolved while women have. So now you have this inequitable system going on where women are like, all right, I'll date, but I'm only dating for companionship. I'm not dating for you to tell me what to do and you know take care of me. And the men and at the same time, men still depend on women's labor. So men still use women for emotional labor and labor in the home, and they're still looking for homemakers. And unlike you, like there's a lot of men who can't take care of themselves. You know this, right? They can't cook, they can't wash clothes, they can't clean, they can't take care of
Mm-mm.
kids. There's a
I
lot
have
of
no
men like that.
comprehension. I can't comprehend that
I know you
aspect.
can't comprehend it, but I'm telling you, they exist. There are men out there right now with doo doo in their drawers and they don't know how to clean themselves. Like that, yes, this is a thing. This is a real thing. I'm not making this up. You can go ahead, you can look around. It's out there.
Ah,
There are men who are still looking for women to take care of them. They have not evolved. Like, what do you like? I know
oh,
you
that's the
don't.
point. That
They
that
not
that's the key. Why we, this is what we're gonna get until something in the man clicks and says, it's not your responsibility for my happiness. That's mine.
yeah,
And
but
like I
what's going?
say, who's responsible for you?
But they think women are responsible for them. They even think a lot of men.
That's
Okay,
there's the
a lot of
problem.
men. A lot of men won't even get therapy because they think their romantic partners are responsible for their emotional well-being. They depend on their romantic partner to take care of them emotionally. They think that they're supposed to emotionally dump on their partner. I mean,
Oh, oh
I'm not
yeah.
making this up. This is the
I know,
reality.
I know. I listen. I've had those plenty of relationships, and I'm only at this point where I'm at today because I've done a whole lot of stupid shit.
Right.
You know, they're thinking that it was somebody else's responsibility. And
Right.
if they made me upset and made me, or I make myself upset, that's another realization. Don't nobody make you anything.
Right.
You are responsible for your own emotions. So I came to that realization, just wasn't working.
Right.
What going it the other way because I'm constantly going across the same pitfall, same
Right.
cliff, and walking off of the same cliff. So I'm tired of walking off the cliff. So
Right.
it's up to me to be responsible for me and my happiness.
Right. No,
So
I've been
and
for me.
until somebody does that, they're not going to, or until somebody pushes in that direction. I'm not responsible for you to be happy. You want
Right.
something to eat? I don't feel like cooking right now. Knock yourself out.
Right. But that's not that's these guys are not.
If I feel like cooking, I'll cook for you. And I'll say that to my woman. If I feel like cooking, yeah. No, I don't feel like it.
It's
Is there anything else you'd like me to do? You
like
know,
we can
but
order. You want to order some food? Yeah, I can order.
you want something, I don't feel like cooking. Or you can cook. I'll clean up, make it a
Yeah.
team effort,
Yep.
but unfortunately, it's too many people out here thinking that it's somebody else's responsibility to make them happy.
Right. Well, I mean, but the thing is, it seems like it is more
And they're misguided
lopsided.
about what makes you happy. What's going to make you happy? Is having intercourse with a whole bunch of different people going to make you happy?
Well, not me.
Where's the
I
happiness
don't.
in that? You
It
know,
wouldn't.
I'm an emotional guy, so I like to share intimacy. I like to know, hey, I'm doing a great job. But you can't be doing that, just
But
hitting it
but
here,
you
hitting
said,
it
okay,
there.
you hit on something that a lot of dudes won't admit. They won't admit that they're emotional. You know this. Because it's
Mm.
that be a man. I don't have emotions. Anger is not an emotion, and I don't show any emotions. That's women. Only women are emotional. Men are logical. Now
All that dysfunction passed down.
you know probably better than most, just based on what you do for a living, that the logical sex don't necessarily fall towards male. Like I'm pretty sure you've been like sitting. You probably sat there like,
Mm.
okay, sir, I'm gonna explain this to you one more time.
I've told grown men, stop crying.
But it's okay to cry. Let's not make it like
I'm not
they
saying that it's not okay to cry, but when you're
yeah.
dealing with a situation, it depends on what the situation is. The
Right.
situation they're talking to me about, stop crying.
Yeah.
This is going to be okay.
Right. But they have really I feel like the PR person for male and men and women has really told a lot of untruths about men and women, and now we're kind of seeing the truth come out. And like for example, they're always calling like single women cat ladies, and they're going to die
Mm.
alone and stuff like that. And it's funny because they've done the research. They've actually researched this, and they found out that single women with no kids, not the women with kids, but single women with no kids are the happiest people. That's what they found out. They also found out that the people who are dying alone with no family and nobody claiming their bodies and stuff like that are men. So it's like the men are projecting their fears onto women, and the women are over here like, "Wee, like we're happy, we're having a good time." It's like, sure, we'll share our lives with you, but you gotta come ready to take care of your
Yeah,
stuff. Don't bring no drama over
take care of your
here.
shit. Take
Yeah,
care of
you
your
gotta
shit.
you gotta
That's on
come
your
over
side of
here.
the street.
Right. You
You
gotta
know.
come if you come to this happy bubble over here, you gotta come over and be prepared to join the bubble and carry your weight. You can't come over here becoming a burden, because that's really what's happened. And then on top of that, okay, the other thing, that single women, older women especially, take care of their health. Unlike older single men who don't take care of their health. They are looking for women
Disorganized, shit everywhere. The
that
bathtub and the toilet bowl is just nasty. I'm talking like
it's
you look at it like it would be like a what did they used to call it, the gas store, gas station bathrooms.
yeah, oh
You remember how
god.
those look?
That was a long time ago, and yes, I do. I still have nightmares because that's when you
See,
had to take road trips back in the day.
that's when you
Road
get to
trip,
these older men like that.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
But this is the thing. Like, at what point do men start supporting each other and saying, "Hey, guys, we can't do it this way"? Like, who's gonna come out and be like, "Hey, all the stuff they told us is all a lie, and we are messed up. We got to work on ourselves." Like, when does that happen?
I be trying to. I guess that's what we're doing on here. That's what
I
we just
guess.
turn on the light switch, buddy. Just turn on the light switch. It's all about you, true.
Right.
However, you're going to be responsible for you. This other human being over here, you happen to be fortunate enough to cross paths, see something in you, but they have no responsibility in making you a human being that's complete, you know,
Right.
and establishing your emotional Geiger counter and where you should be when situations come up. Like I said, the situation I'm helping you with, you a grown ass man, and you
Right.
sitting up here crying.
Look, I have been I even with my last situation, I realized that I am a type of person that I will help you. I will help you as much as I can. But what I've realized in the past relationships that I've had is what happens is I start helping and then they start taking everything. They don't want to
Yeah,
give
yeah.
any, like they'll take all the help, but they won't reciprocate. And so I found myself burning out.
Incapable of reciprocating. They don't have no. They haven't
Right,
had the faintest idea. They think it's about them. So yeah,
right.
I'm getting everything I want,
And
and I
then
want you to make sure you keep doing it. So I'm going to need to oppress you. Stop talking to your friends. No, I don't
right,
want you going over and seeing your mama. I don't want to see you none of that.
right,
You know, you ain't going out to the club with the girls. We ain't
right.
doing that. You know,
Because they
all
want to
that kind
take
of
away your
oppression.
support network so that you're isolated. Because when you
And
become
maybe also
isolated,
be jealous because you project strength.
yeah,
You project positivity. You project assurance. You
right.
know, which a lot of men lack the ability to do. They think that something, maybe it's the muscle weight, maybe it's the clothes they wear, that projects those things that you need. And that's not where it is. It's all
No,
up in here.
it is. It is. But
So
like I said, like what when does it click? Like when does it click? Because at
not,
this point,
not until somebody tells them.
like
Not until somebody tells them.
I'm wondering if people are raising their boys to be more self-sufficient because they always talk about independent women, but really we have dependent men. Like men are dependent on women's labor. And so we have this whole
Mhm.
generation, like our generation and older, I kind of feel like it's a wash. Like
Well, in the
if you're a
African
Gen
American
Xer,
community, you got a lot of men being raised by women,
yeah, and they
and that influences a person's decisions when they get to be an adult. So
yeah, but that
unless you
doesn't
have
take
the
away their personal responsibility. Like if you end up being an older man
Mhm.
and you are struggling with you're single, you're struggling, you're with your health and all, and then you're looking to get married so that somebody takes care of you, that's the problem. Like instead of being like,
It doesn't sound
oh,
like a deal to me.
but that's what they're doing. Like, I mean, there's so many dudes who are like they're not healthy. They're older, like they're Gen X and older, looking for women to take care of them physically, so that they have somebody who will care for them when they're bedridden. Like it's like a nurse in a purse. I think if you Google nurse in purse, there's a whole bunch of videos about how there are men who are looking for women to finance them and to cater to their health needs because they're like dying. But instead of just being
Mm.
like, oh, I'm sick, let me take care of myself. Let me go to the doctor. Let me change my diet. Let me exercise. Like, let me do all of these things that I can do to make myself
I have to
better.
rework some things in my house so I can get around and reach
Right. And
stuff
it's
and
like
do
they do
things, take care of
nothing. They
myself.
will literally do nothing. Even if it's like mental health, like the amount of men who are struggling emotionally, who have like they are alienated from their families, and instead of thinking, oh, okay, nobody in my family's talking to me, so maybe I should see what's going on with me. They won't. They just
It's everybody else's fault.
it's everybody else's fault. And they will it's like to me it's like, okay, when does the personal responsibility come in? Because like for me, I'm so self-sufficient. You know me, I'll be quiet and you got to come check on me because I'm trying to figure it out on my own. I'm the person that's like, okay, I got this issue, I got to work it out by myself. And you will be on the phone like, so what's going on? You need some help? What's going on? And I'm reluctant to ask for help. I'm always trying to do it by myself, and that's my trauma response from my upbringing. I get that. I work on trying to ask for help, but for the most part, I'm trying to fix it myself. When do these men try to fix something themselves? Because they don't try to. It's everybody else's fault. There's no responsibility.
That's
There's
it.
no accountability. Like
I can't
when
believe
does
they don't believe. Nobody can believe that. You can tell them till you're blue in the face. You know, I talk to guys all the time, and they want to talk about, well, I was doing this, and you know what this bitch did? She did this, and man, it made me so mad. Well, you picked her, buddy. Come on, it's your fault.
but they want to blame the women. But it's like, wait,
Yeah, no.
at what point what's gonna make them see that it's their responsibility? Their lives are their responsibility. Like, at what is it? Like, I'm trying to
Well,
understand. Like, I'm
who
trying to
knows?
wrap my brain around it.
Sometimes you got to lose it all to just learn a little bit.
Some of them lost it all.
You
Some of them
know.
lose it all, and they still won't. They still mad. They
Well.
still mad. Still blaming somebody else for their problems. You like, oh well. You're like, suffer, suffer.
I got things to do. If you want to
He's
learn
like,
something,
suffer.
holler at you.
He's like, you that like enjoy the pain you're in. But yeah, it's gotten for women. They like the amount, and then it's funny because you have the dudes like, well, we're not gonna date women anymore. It's like, sure, but whatever you say. But women, on the other hand, are really opting out. Like, women, single women have opted out of dating. A lot of them. I don't know if you heard, in Korea they have something called the 4B movement, because
Mm-mm.
sexism is so rampant there in North Korea. I mean, not North Korea, South Korea. It's
Oppression.
so,
Mm.
huh? And it's
I
so
said
bad that
oppression.
oppression's so bad that they have something called the 4B movement, where they're not dating, they're not getting married, they're not having babies, they're not doing anything. They're just no men. And
Mm. You
there's
mean
been a
the coochie done dried up in South Korea?
the coochie is done. There's no coochie for no men in South Korea. There's none.
That'll teach him. That'll
And the
teach him.
men are no, the sad part is they're reacting violently, of course, because they're men, to the
Oppression.
women
Hmm.
making the choice not to engage. And then what happened in China. You remember, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
so when we were kids, remember in China they had the one child policy, and they
Hmm.
were aborting all the
I'm
female
still listening. I'll be
fetuses.
right back. Keep
Yeah, you
going.
remember they were aborting all the female fetuses for boy fetuses
Uh-huh.
because boy children were preferred over girl children. Well, now, 40 years later, all of those kids are grown up, and there's not enough women for men to date. And the women are instead not getting married too, but enjoying taking all the attention and gifts from the men because the men can't find wives. So there's that situation going on now that's crazy. So, like,
Hmm.
all of the men in China are like, they're trying to create, I feel like, laws or something, because the men, again, there's like a violent backlash for um because of the fact that the men don't have women to date. Like, the men are violently, like, having a backlash. Lord, what are you doing? Because
My
they don't
papa.
have women to
I'm
date.
getting
Huh?
Papa inside.
Pop inside for
Going
what?
in
What do
there
you? Oh, you mean the
so he
dog?
won't bark when somebody comes by. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
like, there's all of these places, and then in here, they have all these men talking about they not gonna date women, but that's not true, because they can't leave women alone here. Right. That's pretty. But the women are opting out. Like, women are opting out. Like, a lot of women are choosing not to
Good.
date. And
Good.
so,
There has to come about a change or something. Okay, we've passed down all the dysfunction
yeah,
since the
that's pretty
beginning
much
of
what it
human
is.
beings, and here we are today. So
Yeah,
we're
that's
gonna end
pretty
up
much.
killing everybody.
Yeah, but the problem is the men are reacting violently. Like, this is okay. So the women are
Hmm.
like, cool. We've decided we don't want to deal. We're just,
Well,
we're
see,
happier.
there's a large aspect right there. They're unable to recognize that it's up to me to make me happy. Now, if you're not
Hmm.
giving me none, and I'm not getting none from everybody not giving out none, what we do wrong? Well, let's see what we can do to correct this. What is the reason for you and your
No, their
stance?
reaction
And let me
is, I'll
listen to
rape
you.
her. You know that these dudes threaten rape and all sorts of craziness
Well,
and
once
violence
again, that's
towards
some
women.
oppression, and might never makes right.
Right. It just
Never.
it's weird, because instead of, like you said, logically thinking, hey, the women have decided, you know what? We out. We're done. Maybe
Better
we should
listen, son.
change.
They got 50% of the money and all the pussy. You better listen.
Like, instead of, like, doing changing their behavior or doing some self-reflection, they're reacting saying we should, hurt these women because they're not being
Well, throughout history,
subject.
that's how men have been taught to act. You know,
Exactly.
throughout
Exactly.
history, that's what we're supposed to do. Well, I won't say that's what we're supposed to do. That's
That's what
what's
you've been
been
taught.
indoctrinated.
Right. And it, like I said, there's men like you who recognize that this is not working. So this is not healthy. We shouldn't be oppressing people. Like there are men like you. There are. And I say this because I know a lot of times you guys are not the biggest voice in the room. Very often the biggest voices in the room are the dum dums, like the person that was just elected president.
Tell me
Like
about it.
so the people who make sense and who are sensible and who are acting logically, they don't get the audiences that they need to reach. And so you have, like I said, there's a bunch of men right now our age. The crazy part, they our age. Like we ain't no super spring chickens over here who still
Hmm.
spouting the dumb idiotic stuff. And we're like to me as a woman, when I see it, I'm just like the dudes that just jump to sex. Like that text in the beginning, like you ain't never had sex. You never had sex before. Is this your first time? Like, is it that important? Like, you can't hold a conversation, like just a little texty conversation, without
Let's
immediately,
get
like you,
physical.
yeah, you can't even get you. Sir, like I think that men don't realize that they literally talk themselves out of sex so often because like women, like the thing with women is like, okay, I'm not on dating apps, but a lot of women are. They're probably kind of just trying to get a gauge on what type of person this is they're talking to. So they're texting. And so, they're like trying to get to know you. The woman is trying to understand, like, what kind of man are you? And these dudes just see a picture and they're like, oh, sex. It's like, and the women are like, yeah, no, like immediately, like immediate shutdown. They get blocked, and and I'm like, do y'all? How many times do you all get blocked every day? Do you realize it's you? Like this,
oh,
it
you other people.
not you, but you know what I mean. Like, do you realize that it's you that's causing the issue? Like, if you would just calm down and maybe have a conversation and maybe act
The
like
values.
you've been there
It's
before, and it.
more important to have multiple women. That's what's important. That says that I'm a man because I've got a girlfriend and I got my wife that I live with,
Oh,
and I got a
it's a
side
lot of
chick,
married men on dating apps. That's the other
you
thing.
know.
A lot of married men on dating apps. Like so many. And some of them claim that their wives know that they're on dating apps, but I'm going to go ahead and say that that's probably not true. But yeah, there's a
Show me.
lot. Yeah,
Let
prove
me
it.
talk to her.
Like put her on the phone so you know your husband is on the dating app looking for women to have sex with. That you approve of this. Don't get me
He
wrong,
said
he's
he's out
probably one
looking
or
to bang
two,
and hang.
but I'm like, why even be married? Like at this point, I don't get it. Like I feel like I'm the oddball, but I've been the oddball because I was like, hey, dating apps are trash a long, long, long time ago, and nobody listened to
Hmm.
me. And now it's gotten really bad,
No,
and I'm like, I kind of told you guys not to get on the dating apps that it was bad, and now
bad idea.
it's kind of
They had that
apparent.
whole catfish thing.
Oh man,
Ugh.
he said.
Mm-mm,
But people are, oh,
mm-mm.
that's the other thing. Like everything, the internet
And then
has
even in
changed.
that situation, it doesn't make sense.
Well, catfishing happened before the internet. Because remember in Friday
Yeah.
was Smokey. Like people have always, you know, made put. I don't. How do I put this? Given an image of themselves that not may not necessarily be true. Like that's always been a thing, but it's definitely gotten worse with social media, especially with the
Hmm.
filters and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Cause
that's real unfair.
yeah, cause like I think I guess because we existed before the internet, For me,
You still
the
have to write
whole
down phone numbers.
oh man, remember the black book? Did you have black book?
Shh. I had one that flipped,
Oh, you
hard sided.
oh my god, the black book. Like people like we from a different era, and I think that alters our perspective on dating too, because we see it like more organic, and you have to really work hard to like get somebody interested in you because you had to make some effort. And I feel like dating apps
Spend
are like
some time. Remember, you have to
yeah,
spend some time.
yeah, okay,
All that
like I
time
feel
on the
like
telephone talking.
right. I feel like dating apps are so, but before that, dating apps are low effort. But before you even got the phone number, remember you met somebody at a club and you had to work hard to get the number at the end of the night before the last. Remember they had the slow
Mm-hmm.
song. Remember the slow song at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the night. You had to. This was the deal closing song. Like if you couldn't get that phone number by
Gotta
the end of the
improve your
song,
game, man.
and you had to work to get, what you had, like 2, 3 hours to kind of work your magic to get to the end of the night to maybe get the phone number. So you couldn't even
To
like
work up to that moment. It's coming. You know it's coming.
now these dudes don't have to put in any effort. And I think that that's the issue that a lot of women have, because when you're on a dating app, what is the effort? What is the work to get to the phone number?
Right. You don't even have to get the courage up to go talk to somebody.
Right,
You
because the
know?
courage to walk up to somebody in person is, that means you really want to talk to that person. Like I say that in my book. Like if you're not
Yeah.
like that shows if a guy's interest like genuinely interested in you, he will risk something, even embarrassment, to have a conversation with you. And that's a sign, that's like a green flag. Like, oh, he risked something to talk to me. And that's what you don't get on a dating app. You don't get that courage. Like he don't have, he like electronic courage is nothing. Like you just click a button, like I like you, hey, let me,
Right.
I match with you, click click,
And then
and
block them.
like I don't even like, this is the thing that irritates me. I wish I could turn off my direct messages on social media, because there's so many men. I feel like you shouldn't be able to send me a message if you don't know me. Like I don't even want you sending me a message if you don't know me. But there are so many men who send me messages. I don't reply. Like I don't understand why women reply to strangers, because a lot of women do reply to strangers. I don't, cuz I feel offended that you feel like you can send me a message. You don't know me. Why you think
I
that you
feel it's a
can just,
little unsafe.
yeah, why do you think you can send me a private message? I don't know you. We've never talked. We've never had a conversation. I don't know you from Adam. Please get out my face with this inboxing. I don't do inboxes at all. Like I'm one of the probably a very rare few women that will look at your message, because like you can see them. I see them, and I'm just like,
Mm.
why
Do I
you
have
think
one of those things?
you probably, well, you not a big social media person and you don't post your pictures. I bet you if you had it, they say that women send DMs too. I don't know. I
Mm.
wouldn't know. But
I'm
like I
good.
said, he's like, I'm good. But if you want strangers sending you messages, then you know, like that happens. That men
Some of the people I
strange.
some of the people I know, I don't want them sending me messages. So
Hey, let me tell you. Listen. Listen, I don't want to talk to nobody hardly. You know me. I'll be in the house. Like this week I shut down. I was like, I'm in the house. I'm eating food. I'm watching movies. I was all happy, like, woo. And I was like, oh, I should probably make some content. And I was like, I don't feel like it. I'm gonna sit here
I
and
take
watch
my
this movie.
time.
Yeah. I made some good food too. It was good. I mean, I cooked. It was
Good.
nice. But yeah, I just like, I feel like the men are not catching up, and I don't know if they're going to. Like, you have
No.
nieces
Mm-mm.
who are young, and the boys, I don't know.
And what do I tell them? What do I tell them?
I
Who's
don't know.
responsible for you?
They're
You.
responsible for themselves, but
That's right.
I don't know how, cuz they talk about the rates dropping. I think the birth rates are going to continue to drop if the men keep going this direction. I don't think that there'll be a lot of humans being born in the future because the way that
No,
this.
when you pick another human being to partner with,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have those boxes checked, and you got to know which boxes to check. Do
Right.
you check? Oh well, do they have money? It could be a check. Um, are they self-sufficient? Definitely a check. How
Right.
is their emotional state? Do they easily get upset and irritated? That's a definite box to check.
Right.
That should be one of the ones on the top.
Right.
Just saying that'll show you a lot about when you're in a particular situation with somebody, what their reaction is going to be. You can kind
Right.
of gauge that.
Yep.
I don't want
That's
to
a
be around
big
this
one
motherfucker if we.
because a lot
Mm,
of men do not have emotional regulation. They do not emotionally regulate well.
weren't weren't raised with it,
They
especially in the
will
African American community.
a lot of
Weren't
black
raised
men
with
will
it.
lose their temper and have tantrums and scream and holler and break things. It's very disturbing. Cause why
Hmm.
can't you
Like a human
regulate
being
yourself?
that's just an emotional wreck.
Yeah, like
You
that's
going
a big
off
one.
about somebody not doing something that you wanted them to do. I can
Yeah,
understand you can. I get upset, but going off about it.
yeah.
Mm,
Like yeah, that means that you can't you have no self control. And it's dangerous. Like I think about a lot of women are put in danger because
mm-hmm.
men can't emotionally regulate. And that's another reason women are not they are opting out. Like as much as like I said, as much as they try to stereotype women dying alone and being cat ladies, dying alone or dying as a woman single is still not as unsafe as being in an unhealthy relationship with a guy who cannot
Oh,
emotionally regulate. Like
probably be
you,
better off.
you bet like a lot that's what's happening. Like women are recognizing that life is better single. Like a lot of women. And that's a oh man. Like so many women are getting out of the marriages that they were in. And then you have like the what they call it, the trad wives, where they're trying to push the the traditional marriages. It's like the trendy thing now. You've seen that
I
content.
hear that, but traditional. When you think about it, is very oppressive.
Wait. Okay. So you have this big bump in trad wife content or traditional marriage content where they're showing these young women with a bunch of kids cooking food, living on farms, making stuff. You no, it's a big thing. Like it's a big
Mm,
thing of social media now. But what has happened on the flip side is the women who are like now in their 30s and 40s who have gone through those marriages, who have divorced and are now like really poor, destitute, and everything, they're telling their stories of the oppression that they dealt with in those marriages and the abuse that they dealt
mhm.
with in those marriages. And so you have this, this lens like of now that they're older, this is what happens to these women. Like this is not the fairy tale of this great husband that takes care of you for the rest of your life. A
Mm-mm.
lot of these women end up, you know, divorced with no money because they never owned any of the businesses, they never did any of finances. Like it's
They
really
pick
bad.
alcoholics,
Yeah,
abusers,
abusers. It's really
womanizers.
and then I don't know if you remember like one of those old cable networks had that Duggar family. That lady had like 20 something kids. You remember
Hmm.
that? And then one of her
Yeah.
sons ended up going to jail for child pornography or
Um,
something. And he
I
had
don't think we can say that on here. Was
well,
a
I don't
pedo.
know. Yeah, but like the whole traditional religious groups pushing this thing because they're really trying to push this on
Well,
people.
that's a whole nother
Um,
issue.
but the thing is,
That's
as
also
hard as they
oppression.
try to
Just
push it,
FYI.
there's oppression. As hard as they try to push this lifestyle, you have the flip side of the people who've been through the lifestyle and are like, "Hey, look, this ain't it, fam. Like, don't do it.
That
Don't
ain't
do
it.
it." Like, there's so many like women that come out of it. They're like, "No, no, 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 no. Let me tell you what is going. I'm going through. I don't have any money. They took my kids. I'm struggling. Like as soon as I decided to stand up for myself, they kicked me down. And it's like crazy how like they try to make this like this perfect image, and then like the older
They
women who've
try
been
to,
through it try
but
to. They try to.
you can you can break them down as soon as they use the word traditional. If you're talking about something traditional, if we look back on the history of marriages and traditions, those are all just abusive and oppressive relationships. If
Yeah,
you're
but
talking about tradition,
you gonna upset some people saying that, but I'm
well,
I'm not gonna disagree with you because I to
it
me
didn't work. It didn't work because there's a divorce rate is crazy, especially in the United States. So you can say anything you want to about tradition. I know it's an oppression
yeah. I
of
mean,
another human
I
being.
imagine I imagine not traditional. I imagine that there are some healthy marriages somewhere. I have not necessarily seen any. Like
I'd
I've
be
seen
well.
people.
I don't know if they would be traditional. Some, like I say, for
No,
me,
no, they wouldn't. I wouldn't
I'd
call them
love you.
traditional. I imagine
Yeah.
that they're like I know a couple of people that I feel like they have a good healthy marriage, and but it's not traditional. No, it's just these are two people who are together, who chose to be together, and who help one another, and I feel like they're very um they give to each other, and I feel like it's very healthy, and I root for people who are in good marriages. Like I think it's great if you find one, but then I realized that most of the people I know who are married, like I'm not even trying to be funny, but most people who are married are struggling. Like there's not
Of course they are. They got two
like
different thoughts,
I
two
feel
different ways of
like
being.
it's sad because I hate that I know a handful of healthy marriages. I don't want to say that there are no healthy marriages. There are, but the majority of people that I know who are married are really struggling, and it's struggling from there's either financial struggles or kid struggles or something. Everybody's struggling with something, and they not happy.
When adversity pops its head up, everything falls apart.
But they stay like the thing that I don't think I'm ever been cut out for is to stay unhappy. Like they will stay unhappy, and I think that a lot of long lasting marriages are just people who have chosen to just stay unhappy, and I can't do that. Like I'm one of those people. Like I can't be miserable here with you. I'm gonna have to hit. I can't do it. But a lot of
You'll
people,
never get that time back. That time is gone.
a lot of people value long standing marriages, even if they're miserable. Think about all the miserable married people you know.
Oh,
They'll be
I've
like,
seen a
oh,
lot of them.
but they'll be like, "Oh, I'm celebrating my 30th anniversary, wedding anniversary." I'm like, "Yeah, but what is it? 30 years of hell? Like, I don't see that's an accomplishment. Like, I kind of know you, and you guys hate each other. Like, okay, I'll even point out they're dead now. I could talk about them. Our grandmother and her husband, they hated each other. Hated. They never got divorced, but them people cussed each other out every day. Every day. Our grandmother cussed that man out every day. I don't want to be in a marriage where I got to cuss a man out every day. Like, can you imagine cussing? So you wake up cussing somebody out every day,
Yeah,
but
that
they
would
were
be like living
married.
with someone that you have to tolerate. Who wants to do that?
No, and but they did. They lived together. I guess they were married. I don't know. Our
That's part
dad,
of the tradition.
right? Our dad. They were married for like 40 some years. They stayed married for 40 years, but they cussed each. Let me tell you, as a child, I was like, well, damn. I mean, every day we cussing each other out every day. It was crazy. But they lived in separate rooms. And if people would see them out, they were married for a long time. They celebrated those milestones, those 30 years and 40 years of marriage. Listen, I'm not built for that. I don't want to I like waking up happy. I don't want to get up and my first thought of the day is to cuss somebody out that lives with me. Like
Wake up
that's
saying, motherfucker, God, this motherfucker's still breathing.
every
Sure.
day. That was the marriage. There's people right now choosing to stay in a marriage because the world expects your marriage to last, and they celebrate
Following
long lasting
tradition.
marriages. But it's because, like, I don't think that our society pushes healthy relationships as much as they push long lasting dysfunction. Like, long lasting dysfunction is celebrated, but when a person, like the women who are choosing to end their dysfunctional marriages, to move on, to live by themselves, to be single, well, then they talk bad about those women. But the women who stay in miserable situations, like our grandmother, I'm telling you, she look, listen, I heard "God damn it, Bobby" every summer, like every day. She would say "God damn it, Bobby" every day. Whenever I
And that
visit,
became normal, unfortunately. Ugh.
it was normal. Like, I didn't even flinch. Like every summer when I was there, it was like, oh yeah, girl, that's Bobby. Okay, every day.
That's God damn it, Bobby.
God damn it, Bobby. And the thing was crazy. I remember she would cook for him every day. It was a traditional marriage. He would sit there and eat breakfast with her, cussing him out, and he would just eat his breakfast. I can't even imagine. Like, both sides is wild to me. Like,
But
I'm
you know
sitting
he was
there.
out catting. You know he was out catting
No,
around.
I don't think he was, because Bobby wasn't that cute. I don't
Ah,
think I don't think he was catting anything. No,
okay.
I'm just saying. I think he was gambling. That I can agree with. But catting, no, I don't think he was catting. I think he gambled to get away. That was his addiction. And she just every day she cussed that man out every day. And they stayed together. They did not get
Mm,
divorced. And there's so many people who live like that they sit in miserable marriages, and the world celebrates that, and I think that's awful. And it might be why I can't do it, because I've seen it from the inside, and I was like, yeah, it would never be me. I will never. If I got to get up and cuss
mm.
you out every day, you got to go, bro.
I'm saying this is that's just unhealthy. I don't need that kind of negativity and stress in my life. I know
Can
I'm
you
gonna
imagine
cuss you out.
every day?
Mm-mm,
It's not worth
mm-mm.
it. I like,
Call me.
positive.
Just call me sometime if you want to chit chat. And I wish you the best. I really
Right.
do. If you think I can help you with anything, you got my phone number. You know where I'm at. Call me. But this cussing each other out, or I'm cussing you out because you let's go
And I
ahead,
don't
kick
like
kick kick over the pot, kick out the fire pit. We're gonna move to separate camps, and you make the best of it.
right. That's just exact, like, for me, I just don't get it. I don't understand. I can't do it. I just know that life is too short to be miserable with somebody.
That is correct. That
Too
is correct.
short.
You're never gonna
Like,
get the time back. You can get
you
money
might.
back. You can get material objects back. The
This
one
true.
thing you'll never get back is
It's
time.
time. Yeah. So don't waste your time with somebody that makes you unhappy. It ain't worth it. I guess on that
Hmm.
note, we should be like, yeah, so like don't do that because you'll be miserable and you
Don't.
don't want that.
Hey, I had a friend, just a guy I've been working with for years, and you know how long I've been working with a guy for years. He's finally getting married. I told him, man, don't do it.
Why?
Don't
Because
do
is
it.
he already miserable?
Pretty much, pretty
I don't
much.
get
It
that.
could be a
See, I
sweet
don't
girl.
understand.
Could be a sweet girl. I don't know anything about the girl, but just on principle alone, don't bother with that. You know,
Is what
because
is
next
he
thing you
out
know,
there? He messing around still? Like, what's the problem?
he's been knowing this girl from what I understand it for about a year and a half. That is not enough time to say that I'm gonna live the rest of my life with somebody. I'm just saying from experience.
No, people get married after a month.
And move in with each other. Stop it.
I mean,
No.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it personally, not my husband,
Mm-mm.
but I know that that's a thing, and I'm not judging. I personally would not do it. What works for you may work for you. It don't work for me.
Oh,
But
it's not going to work.
look,
Odds are it's
listen.
not going to
Hey,
work.
I did an engagement that lasted longer than 5 years, and I was like, yeah, this not gonna work. And
See? See?
so I mean,
Got to put some
I
time
get
in with a motherfucker to know somebody.
it. You do because people change. Like you know what gets on my nerves is like people will be one person in the beginning, and you give it a little time. Give it a little time. Put a little challenges in there, and you will watch that person evolve into somebody you do not know. And you like,
Into
how
who
is
they really are.
right? Because the real person eventually shows up, and you're like, oh, so this is who you are.
Ah,
And I didn't know this the whole time. But it's weird to me because I feel like for me, I'm me. This what you get. This is me. Like
you say, who
I
the
don't have
fuck
no
are you?
time. I don't have time to pretend to be somebody else. I just don't have the patience. And maybe that's it. Like maybe I'm okay with myself, so I'm myself. Like maybe the people that pretend to be somebody else, they know that they're not like people don't like them, so they pretend to be somebody else for a long time. Cause I've seen this
Down there,
multiple times. Like
people
they
are on their
will,
P's and Q's.
yeah,
When I first meet you, oh, I'm going to be all, yeah, let me open the car
yeah,
door for you. Let me do this. Oh, yeah, we can do it.
right,
Yeah, we can do
right,
this. Uh-huh, yeah, buddy, you the best. But then it's all okay. Well, you know what? No. You know, what you do that for? Well,
yeah.
when people have controlling tendencies, it doesn't come out in the beginning.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It never comes out in the beginning. It always shows up sometime later. And like I said, for me,
Mhm.
I don't have the
When they
patience to
think
be
they
somebody.
got you. When they
Right.
think
I
they
don't have the
got you.
patience. And they always think they got me. I'm one of those people, you don't got me. Like you don't never got me. Like I'm always like, huh,
You
okay.
will be gone in the morning, okay?
Right. And you won't see it coming. You won't see it coming. I move in silence. I don't tell people what I'm about to do. I just do it. Too
I
late.
I met this. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. This is gonna be a quick story. I met this girl from Atlanta one time,
Uh-huh.
and uh, we were talking, and I didn't live in Atlanta. She did. We had met in transit, and eventually, I would go out and visit her. I did that a couple of times, and then one time she called me and started something about, hey, motherfucker, you this and you that. Wait a minute. Okay,
Ma'am,
what?
ma'am, who you talking
We
to?
have
Cause
no need to discuss anything else.
you must have the
But I mean,
wrong number calling me, talking to me
I
crazy.
have no, what?
You said to this
No.
day, I
And then
don't
when
know
I
what
hang up,
happened. You just hung up on
don't, no, that's it. I will not talk to you again. I have no need for that in my life.
so you just hung up on her. You didn't even find out what she was mad about. He said, I
Nope,
don't care.
nope, nope.
Hey, like I said, silence is a form of communication. Like people
And then, yeah, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want nothing to do with you. But
I
that's what happens. People will show you who they are, but you have to
yeah,
give it time.
you do
You
have to
know,
give
this
it
this
time.
a love at first sight, and oh, that's my soulmate. No,
No,
no, sir.
you have
You
to
haven't been
let
through enough scenarios with this human being to even know that you were compatible.
right. That's the truth. You have to let and the thing is you really won't ever really know who that person is until something challenging is presented. Until there's something an obstacle cuz you really don't know who how people are or who they are until you see them in hardship.
That is so true.
You
That is
can't
so
you
true.
cannot see
Let me see how you deal with adversity. And I mean some serious
something
adversity.
serious like
Life shit.
until some life shit happens, some real life shit happens, you don't know who that person is because
Mm-mm.
people can be great when things are good. Everybody's great when things are good.
Lovely.
Everybody's amazing. You're an amazing person when life is perfect and lovely and
Hmm.
pretty. But when life
Hmm.
is ugly and dirty and hard, That's when
You
the
face some
real
financial changes. Hmm.
when the yeah, when the real person comes out. When the Are you a person who, when life is challenging, you get on your grind and you fix it? That's when you know if that's that person, or are you the person that sits in the corner and cries? Like, these are the moments. Like when things get hard, that's when you know. Like you won't know
People
until
don't think
shit gets
about that.
hard. They
Mm-mm.
they don't know. Like
Mm-mm.
like it's funny to me
Oh, he's
because
so fine. He's so fine. Oh yeah, that's my man. Oh, my woman is so fine. Yeah, yeah. She does what I want her to do. This my woman. When I
yeah.
want this,
But then you lose your job.
okay.
Now you lost your job. Now
Okay.
what? Okay, they ain't got no
How you
job.
been running your house?
Right. How them bills getting paid? Oh,
Mm,
their mom
mm.
died or their dad died, like something real, or their best friend. This is when you see the real person. Like when times are hard, that's when you really
That's the
get
person you pick.
right.
That's the person you pick.
And the problem is you can't pick a person based on bad times. Like you can't, we don't pick people based on bad times. We meet people when things are okay, and then you
Mm.
won't know who you with until something bad happens, and then you're like, oh, okay, 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 okay,
That's
okay.
why you live your life. You take care of you, and
Mm-hmm.
your paths may intersect at some point in times. And let's enjoy each other during those times. Yay!
Right,
Okay, well now we're doing a little bit more. Now it's a little bit more. I won't say convenient, but consistent. We're spending more
right,
time together, and a little
right,
bit at a time. A little bit at a time. Okay, do this. Well, you know what, baby? I see that you need to do this. Can I help you with that?
right,
Yeah, okay. Fine. You don't need no help. All right, cool. If you do, let me know. Boom,
right.
boom, boom. You know, that is what you need to do. This whole, well, this is my man after 6 months. This is my girl. First of all, I don't understand girlfriend, boyfriend. I don't, those terms,
I
fuck is
mean,
that?
what else you
Anyway.
gonna call it? What else you gonna call it? You're not spouses. You're not married. What you gonna call it, brother? I
No.
need you to come up with a term. If you in an exclusive relationship with a woman, what you gonna call her? If you've decided after 6 months that you are like, okay, this is us. We exclusively dating. We're not going to allow other people between us. What do you call yourselves when you introduce somebody to your what? What's the term you're using?
This is insert their first name.
Who are they to you?
This is insert their first name.
So you don't have a title for the person you're dating? Just no
No
titles.
titles. No
Let me tell
titles.
you, that's not gonna work for women. They gotta have something. I'm just
Well,
telling
then
you
you
that.
can figure it out.
I'm just
I
telling
just
you.
said, well,
You're gonna have to say this is my girlfriend or this is my partner or something. You
now,
need a
how
title.
does it sound? How does it sound calling a 40-year-old woman a girl?
Well, I mean, we calling a 40
I'm
something or
just
50-year-old
asking.
man calling him a boyfriend. I'm just saying it's a
That,
title.
that's the flip. What? He's not no
Like
boy.
what I'm saying is you don't have to use that term. You can say partner if you want to, but you got to give it a
He
title.
ain't my partner. We ain't partners
Okay.
yet. We
So you
working
date.
there.
See, this is why you should. Now I see why you single, cause you playing right now, like brother bear. Now listen, now that's why the girls date, well, the women that you date after a while, they like, yeah, he playing, he ain't being serious. That's the problem. But you probably don't want to be serious, and that's it. Like you don't want to be serious.
I got all
He
the
said,
seriousness
per.
I need.
He said, perhaps I don't want to date. Perhaps I don't want to be serious. Perhaps. I mean, I get that because right now I'm very happy not having anything serious. I don't want anything serious.
Even when it changes, and eventually, hey, it'll
Yeah,
develop into what it's going to develop to. If you're going to be committed to each other, and I guess life partners, that's one way to say it. But I wouldn't exactly call somebody I've been dating 5 years and we got separate homes a life partner. And no, I'm also the type of person don't want to live with you. You come
that
over whenever you want to.
he said
I
want to
mean,
live with you.
you can have your own key. You
I
open
get
the door
that.
whenever
Cause
you
that
feel like it.
let me tell you, the personal space is amazing. Like it's
It's
hard.
important.
It's important. It
It's
is important.
important.
There are people who are in marriages that have like houses next door to each other. Like I've been reading about this, and
I'm
I
all
was
in.
like, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. Okay, I don't
I'm
know.
all in.
Yeah, I'm just like I like the idea of separate space. Like I don't think I'm ever going to give up my space ever again. I don't think I can
I
share.
I would suggest you never do that, Sister Bear.
I don't think I can.
Never.
I've done it twice, and um no, I prefer my
Mm-mm.
space. And I'm okay
Like I
with my
said,
space. I
you can
like
have a key. Come in here.
yeah, like yeah, I don't even know if I don't know about the key. Like, well, let me think about it.
You can
let
have
me
little
let me get
decorations you
back
want
to
to put
you
in
on
there.
that
You ain't.
key.
There's
Let
an
me get
access
back to
part.
you on that key. Let me think about that because I'm not sure. Do I want you
See, you got to put
walking
that on your
in?
checklist. You got
Wait,
to
wait.
put that on your checklist.
Do I want you walking in my house whenever you want to walk? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you should call first and let me think about it. Let me think about it. I'm not sure. Perhaps. This is new territory, but
Uh,
there I think what's cool as things evolve, people are changing what they think of as like a partnership or relationship or marriage. Like those ideas are shifting too. And that's cool that things are shifting. I just don't think they're shifting fast enough. Like I feel like
I agree with you. I think we're way behind the times. We are fucking stuck. But you got to realize and at least acknowledge that we just elected as a country a fucking felon.
we did not elect them.
Well, as a country, the majority of the people who voted said we want a felon for president,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's a good and that's a good choice for us to have.
they
So
wanted
I
that,
mean,
and I think that
it's
they should get all the consequences that come with that. Honestly,
they
I
will, they will.
I
But
just feel
to go
like
back to what we were saying, making those selections, I can see why people end up in relationships that are detrimental. What do they call it? Toxic.
hmm
Toxicity is no
but
good for the human body.
okay, but let's just like think about our upbringing, our childhood, and our society. Our society is built on oppression and abuse, right? Like everything
Yep,
that has
everything.
so I watch old movies and things that were so socially acceptable back in the day that are not socially acceptable now, like slapping women. Think about all the movies we watch
Yes.
with women just
Mm-hmm.
pow, just dudes just pow,
Would
just
you say
slap,
pow?
right? Just
And
like
that became part of society. That was
and I think we were
acceptable.
it was acceptable. And I would think we were on the phone talking about like when we were kids, how fights would just break out. People just bust out, start fighting, arguing, doing crazy
Yeah.
stuff. And we would laugh. Remember that? Like it was
Mm-hmm.
so socially acceptable.
You want
Violence
to
in our
watch?
culture and abuse was so socially acceptable that children, us at the time, would see it, and instead of being horrified as we should have been horrified, like if it happened now, your nieces and nephews would be like, what the hold on. It's a different reaction than what it was then,
Yeah.
because for us it was just normal. We would giggle at it like, oh, look, such and such is he's getting into it. Like it to
Look, they in
me,
there fighting again. They in there
ha ha
fighting
ha ha,
again.
he he he. And it's crazy to me to see the change in my own perspective from then to now. Like, wow, man, I was so indoctrinated in this abusive culture that I thought it was funny. That ain't funny. That's horrifying.
I got one question for you,
Sure.
and this is to ponder over. What would happen if we were able to end oppression,
Oh,
all
it
forms
would,
of oppression.
all forms of oppression. Well, it would be a change. Society would be a lot better. People would be a lot happier. Would be a lot safer. It just everything would change in a positive direction. There would be a lot more leadership from everybody that wasn't white male and straight. So, you know, things would be
Yeah,
completely different. But
that's
it would
it.
be better for everyone. Everyone would be better. But they don't see it that way. They just don't. They
Oh,
don't
no.
see.
Hey, oh, hey, you want to be equal? No,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Yeah. They
That's what there's
never
the whole statement, make America great again.
right. They want to go.
I still have not found anyone, I still have not have asked anyone because the time I come across them, I'm in a particular capacity, so that would be inappropriate. But I want to find someone and understand when America was great and for who.
Well, it was great for them. For white
Well,
men,
I
it was
want
great for
them to
them.
define it, but
They
so
don't
then we're
want
not
to
including
define it because
anybody
then
else. But that's
that
I
means
don't.
that they admit that the oppression of
That's why
women.
I want to talk to. That's why I want to
But they
talk to
don't
them.
want to. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to admit that. You never gonna get them to admit
Yeah. Well.
that
For
that
sure I
they
will.
that they feel better when other people are oppressed because they gain from people's oppression. You know
Yeah. Sure.
that.
And they will answer the question. I'm just waiting for the proper time to come
Yeah,
across one of
they
them.
just don't want to admit that. But yeah, that the whole culture, and there's so many things in the abusive culture that still are existing today that people don't want to talk about, like that Matt Gates thing with the girls, the minors. Pedophilia is part of this oppressive American culture. These white men have been having sex with girls forever. It's just
Hmm.
that now it's become socially unacceptable. And now they want to
Right.
discuss it. Now they're
Right.
starting to
Well,
see
no,
some.
they don't want to discuss
Well, they don't want to discuss it, but now you're
it.
starting to see, like with Diddy and all of this stuff, you're starting to see people being held accountable slightly more for this behavior. But the problem is so deep. The problem is so deep. Like, I don't know if you've read that article. There was an article a few months back or maybe last year that I read where the DNA test, like the people who never met their parents, they do a DNA test to see if they can find their parents, and what they're finding out that they are children of incest. There's so many.
Wow.
Yeah, there's so like this the a problem of pedophilia is so deep in this country, and it's so part of the culture that trying to dig it up and get it out in the open, people don't want to talk about it. But it's starting to show up how big the issue is. It's way bigger than people see, or
Right. And so, why would we want to go back again?
because they like
Answer
it.
me that
Let's just
question.
be honest. They like it. Look, this is not,
Well, no,
you know,
no, no. The honest part, the honest answer needs to come from them
right. But they're not gonna
instead
be
of the
honest.
bullshit answers that they love to give. Well,
Right.
now it's, I
It's
mean, hey, gotta hold the feet to the fire, baby.
Yeah, they don't want to be honest
And
because
you know me.
being
You're gonna answer.
honest,
You're going to answer my question.
like being honest means that they have to admit to their dysfunction. Like, oh yeah, I
Mhm.
like little children, and I like, all of
Yeah.
these sick things that I'm doing, and I want to oppress people so I can continue to do the sick things without consequence. Yeah, like
So who was
that's
it
a
great for? It should just be great for you. Just let, if it should just be great for you, it say that.
they don't
If you
want to
don't have
say
the
that.
balls to say it, I understand it, but
They not that
it should
brave.
just be great for you.
They don't not that brave. They not that brave. You asking for people who are cowards to be brave? They live on being cowards. These people are cowards. Oppressors are cowards. That's why they have to oppress. They can't be out here
Mhm.
big and bold. They don't want no real smoke. Come on. That's why
Yeah.
that's why they have to sneak around.
Have the secret societies, huh? Your mic went out, Sister Bear.
because
There you
okay,
go.
so you know I'm on live with with your uncle right now. So I will call you back unless you want to say hi. But I'm literally doing a Facebook Live.
Hey, Seven.
My bad. It's okay. I will call you back in a few minutes because we've been on for a while. We have been on for a while. Okay. I'll call you back in a few minutes, but I didn't want to miss your call, okay? All right. Love you. All right. Bye. No, she was like, I'm not trying to be on no live.
Mhm.
But I didn't want to miss her call because she's in town. But yeah,
So those are some of the.
they're not gonna admit that they don't want they're not brave.
Of
These
course,
people
they don't
they're
have to be.
cowards. Yeah, they don't have to be because
They don't have to
oppression,
be.
if you take away people's rights and you take away people's ability to protect themselves and make it so that you have all the power, you don't have to be brave because you're cheating. Now, if you're not cheating and everything is equal, then you got to be bold and brave, and they're not equipped for that. They've never been equipped for that.
Mm. No, no, they got the easy way. It's been
Mhm.
passed down to them.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, we got to change that part. I better over here. Yeah, I better over here.
Yeah, your sun is better over there. You out there in that sun. Is it warm? Ooh, I'm stretching.
It's decent.
Decent. You got a little sweater on, so it must be cool for you.
No, I don't take much.
I know. I know. Well, we on here almost an hour and a half. It was fun though. We
Not
had so
good. Now
many
I want to know
decisions.
how to post this on my live. I want to do one for me.
No, you can. You
Actually,
want if
I
you.
want to do some of that. I have to find somebody to talk to about this "Make America Great Again" movement.
I'll see if
Make
I
America
can.
great again.
I'll
When
figure it
was
out.
it great, and for who?
It was
Make it
never
make
great for us.
sense.
It was never great for us, sir. We were
Oh,
never
so
included.
then we're not included. We're not included in again.
We're not no, we're not included in that. It was never great for us. At no point
So
was it
then here
great
we
for
go.
us.
Hot damn
Yeah,
ho, here we go again.
yeah. We were considered 3/5 of a person, so they could cheat in the elections. That's the other thing. That's how we got
Hmm.
the electoral college. Anyway, we could go on forever and ever and ever,
Yeah,
but we've been on here like an hour and a half, and so I'm gonna wrap it up. But
very good. All right,
I
Sister
would,
Bear.
all right, brother Bear. Always fun talking to you. I love you, and
I love you.
we might do this again. Like this might be our Friday chat. We should name it something, and then I'll figure out how to put it
I'm
on
good
your
with
channel.
that.
We'll figure out how to get it on your channel. Are you gonna share your
All
channel?
right.
Are you sharing
Oh
your
yeah.
channel? Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, but be careful. I mean, you might not like to hear the things that I say,
Listen,
but
I don't. If I don't like it, I'll probably tell you. You know this, so I
well, I
ain't
wasn't
worried.
talking about you specifically. You
Yeah,
already know me. I was talking about the other folk.
I get a lot of trolls, so I'm surprised that it's what's interesting is that the trolls ain't messing with me when you on.
Mm,
Mm. I just noticed that. I was like, oh, so we don't want to troll when there's a man here. Interesting. Anyway, I love you, brother Bear. I will call you later. I'm gonna call your niece, and yeah, we can do a Friday chat because, like, yeah, Friday's a good day to do this.
very good.
Both of us. Okay. Love
All
you.
right.
All
I love
right.
you.
All right. I'm gonna struggle to get off of here because I don't know how to get off of here. All right. I am struggling. How do I do this? Oh wait, there's a button. Okay. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and peace, guys.